Hello everyone, and welcome to Star Trek Aristotle, a TOS era Star Trek Adventures game using the rules by Modiphius Entertainment. My name is ELH the Game Master, and joining me are four individuals who will meet right away, starting with Shizno. Shizno, who you playing today?
I'm playing Captain Waylon Cullen, and I look forward to seeing where this episode goes today.
Very good. Up next, we have King Cairo.
Hello, I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Chal Krell, the Chief Engineer of the USS Aristotle.
All right, Arwen.
Hi, everyone. I am Arwen, and I am playing Lieutenant Thestral, the Communications Officer for the Aristotle, and I am still trying to shake off all the evil from our last session.
Fair enough. And last but not least, Hex, what do you got going on?
Hi, I'm Hex. I'm still here despite your letters and protestations. And I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Matoga, the Chief of Security for the USS Aristotle.
Very good. Let's get that intro going, and then we'll get started proper. And welcome back. So, as is tradition, on most of my Star Trek games, I have the players do an opening log, and I believe, Matoga, you have that honor today.
Who told you that? It's a lie.
Oh.
Well, I guess you're right. I guess I'll do it. Okay. Chief of Security's log, stardate 2206.9. Apparently, in Captain Cullen's myriad list of people whom he has taught or been taught by or had lunch with or sneezed next to or had some kind of prolonged but not sensual eye contact with, one of that number has passed recently. Captain Jolene, a previous student of his. While the more somber affairs have been handled, thank the gods, I do not look particularly good in funeral garb. The recently passed captain has made it clear in her will that the captain will inherit a dilithium mine, apparently in the rhomboid Donegar sector. Naturally, the Aristotle has been diverted with all manner of potential engineering tools to hopefully get this dilithium mine up to Federation standards. Now, I know what you're asking. You say, well, Matoga, is there a possibility that you can initiate a hostile takeover of this dilithium mine once it is up to snuff and make yourself a sort of mineral king, perhaps? Someone whose very presence in the system is marked with fear and terror? And yes, you're right. What an excellent question. Unfortunately, there's going to be quite a lot of necessary adjustments to be made, and I'm sure Captain Cullen will want to keep things above board, as boring as that sounds. I think perhaps this time I shall defer to his judgment, given the recent loss he has experienced. And again, I wonder how many times this has happened to him, what with his extensive history. How many dilithium mines have been left to him? How many Jolenes has he lost? How many times has he begged a similarly named captain to please not take his man? I shall look into the archives for further research. Lieutenant Commander Matoga, out.
All right, you may have one momentum for that opening log. Thank you. So, where we pick up is the Aristotle coming into orbit of the dilithium mine that was left to Captain Cullen. Now, the dilithium mine isn't anything real special. It's basically a giant purple asteroid with a mining facility built onto the surface. And every so often on the surface, you can see these jutting purple crystals, the dilithium itself. And you also are able to tell that there is a fair amount of space wreckage and debris surrounding not just the mine, but just the general area. It seems that apparently someone has fought here at some point in time. There has been at least a few skirmishes. But as you all sort of come in, you do receive a hail.
It's not good when your comm officer's on mute. Captain, we're getting a hail.
Oh, on screen.
Yes, Captain. Hailing frequencies open.
All right. So appearing on screen is kind of not a full, like, no antenna picture, but it's definitely got like that wavy, like half connected feel where there's bars and glitches and a whole bunch of other things that obscure the image. But what ends up happening is the person on the other end speaks and you just get a very high pitched squeal. You don't actually get their audio. And then after a moment they adjust and it's kind of garbled and they say, sorry about that. Our audio isn't as great as it used to be. I'm Aiden Ward. Are you Captain Cullen?
He's just going to be holding his ears after that high-pitched scream for a second. And as the sound returns, he just looks at the monitor. What?
I said my name is Aiden Ward. Are you Captain Cullen?
Affirmative. Captain Cullen here of the Aristotle. You might really want to double-check your frequencies when you open up a channel to someone. That really hurt.
Like I said, audio only works about half as good half the time, but perhaps when you get down here, you'll see what we're working with.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Mm-hmm.
Understood. Calling out. Killed comms.
Hailing frequencies thankfully closed, Captain. I'm sorry, sir. Unfortunately, there's very little I could have done. That was all on their end.
Let's just give them a delay next time they contact us. We'll give it like a good solid 2 seconds. Then we unmute them.
I think that's a wise precaution, sir. I'll institute that and have all shifts institute that protocol, sir.
Very good. Well, Helm, take us in. Matoga, can you take a scan of the area, see what records we're dealing with there?
Absolutely, my liege.
All right.
And I will scan.
If you can give me a reason security, the ship will assist you with a sensor security. This is a difficulty of 1. And by my count, with your 1 momentum from the opening log and chat giving you a momentum, you're up to 2 momentum already.
Wow, I'm so blessed.
Well,
oh my gosh, that's funny.
Cutting strong.
Hold on, Play-Doh. Hold on,
Oh.
Something went wrong there.
I just clicked the wrong philosopher. Can we take that anyways?
I mean, we can. It's funny.
Sensor security, right?
Yeah, sensor security for the Aristotle. And then for Matoga, it's reason security.
Reason security, okay.
There you go. You go from a 20 to a 1. There you go.
Wow.
Now, Cullen, what was the nature of the scan you were asking for again? I'm checking my focuses.
Just want to see what the debris is all made up of. What were they? Yeah.
Could demolitions apply here?
That in Starship Tactical Systems, because something shot them out of the sky, so...
Sure, yeah. Okay. Works for me.
All right, that is a total of 4 successes overall, which means you get 3 momentum, bringing you up to 5. So, Matoga, in your profession, as we'll call it, you've had a number of skirmishes in your career. And you know the debris of a Klingon bird of prey when you see one, but it's not just Klingon ships. You're seeing some Orion ships. You're also seeing what could be some form of Cardassian ship and maybe a Tholian ship even. There's a lot of debris here.
Well, Captain, it appears that there is let us call it a cocktail of various newly disassembled ships. I'm getting Klingon, Orion. There's a whole number here. There was a party of some kind, and something went terribly wrong.
Right, well, collect what sensor data you can, get the science teams involved in some recoveries. Maybe they can examine something, keep them happy. Happy scientist is a happy ship.
Very well.
And you can figure out what destroyed them.
Well, Captain, I'm willing to put a bet that it was weapons.
But whose?
That is an advanced bet. I'll have to talk to my bookie.
One thing I would say is you could spend a momentum to ask that question. I would have to answer it.
Yeah, but this is a bad genie situation where you're going to twist it in some way, and I'll feel dumb and horrible.
No, this isn't a monkey paws situation.
Oh, is
Why are
it?
you
Because I can feel
smiling?
it curling already.
I can
Yeah.
hear you smiling.
Why are you
now.
smiling? You're smizing over the audio. All right, I'll spend one momentum since we have a glut of it at the moment.
All right. So actually, believe it or not, the facility is responsible for the destruction. And as you scan the facility, you see that, yeah, their mining equipment's out of date. Their comms array is out of date, woefully out of date, like dating back to the NX era. So it's over 100 years old. Their
terrible.
life support is shit. Basically, everything about this outpost is so woefully out of Federation code that you might as well just blow it up and start over. If it weren't for the fact that defending this facility are 2 phaser banks, which are only found on top of the line, just rolled out of Stardock Constitution class. So they have top of the line phaser banks.
Captain, you're going to love to hear this information. Apparently, the facility is, the equivalent of an Amish swap meet, but it is guarded by phaser banks of considerably high technology. Constitution class would be my sort of equivalent guesstimate there. And they're apparently responsible for this flotsam jamboree.
Let's see. Isn't that fun finding out what happened?
Well, that depends, my liege. Will this newly acquired information lead to my immediate death?
Do you think it might?
Oh, I always think I'm just but a hair's away from total protonic obliteration.
Well, technically we all are. If a stray neutrino beam hits us, we're gone. Rogue
Precisely.
black hole, But it's good to know that they have some capable offense. Wonder who supplied them.
That is the million credit question.
Right. Captain Colin Krell, you there?
The comm badge goes on, and you just hear a bunch of whirring and buzzing of tools and everything. Krell here, Captain.
I'm going to need you to do some investigative work to see if the mining station has the adequate power supply for its offensive capabilities. You got your work cut out for you. We're looking at a massive overhaul.
Fantastic. It's just what I wanted to do on my Saturday. Yes, sir. Can you have Lieutenant Thestral run a deep scan of the facility and send me the information?
Colin's just gonna... He's kind of slouching in his chair, and he just rotates his chair around to look at Thestral and give him a head nod.
Thestral senses the movement of your head and as Krell is speaking, his fingers dance over his controls and begins the deep scan.
All right. So since you're already at 4 momentum, no roll required for this, you again have a perfect view of what's wrong on the surface of this facility. It does have a reactor, which is semi-modern, but let's just say that in a prolonged firefight, those beefed up phasers they have aren't going to mean a whole lot. Again, their life support is shit. Their comms array is shit. Life support is shit. I think I've said life support twice, so it's doubly shit. Overall, you again could probably demolish this facility and remake it and do a much better job.
Wonderful. Why don't we just do that?
Well,
Actually, as you maybe say that in character, as you hear that, Commander River on the bridge actually leans over to Cullen and says, Sir, as much as I would agree with Krell and Matoga that maybe we should just wipe the slate clean, your, shall we say, student did request that you had to keep it as best you could, is my understanding of the will.
No, they just plan to spice everything up, fix it up, and give it a nice little overhaul, but the bones are still there. Bones still look good, if a little rattled. All that means is it just needs some calcium and some love.
Well, what are your orders, sir? Are we to send Krell and Thestral and Matoga on an away mission? Are you going to go yourself?
Let's send the whole boat.
Not sure if you're being serious, sir. Do you mean all 30 of us aboard the Aristotle?
He just smiles. Let's just send the small boat, the dinghy. I'll go down. I'll take them with me.
Very good, sir. We'll be waiting your return.
Try not to scratch the paint. And leave the chair at the right height, too. Don't adjust it. I got it where I want it.
And you can
3
see
days
she
last
winces.
time.
She winces as you say that and goes, oh, yes, my apologies, sir. I forgot to reset it last time.
3 days to find that spot. He just holds up 3 fingers, and he just does the eye motion like I'm watching you.
She nods appreciatively and confirmingly. She understands completely.
He just gives a smile and he'll head to the turbo lift. He's like, Thestral, Toga, Krell, get ready for away team.
I'm ready for total protonic obliteration.
That's the spirit.
All right. So, I believe you are taking I have to remember. So it's the Cousteau, that's the Aqua shuttle, and it's the Plato, which is your other shuttle. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're taking the Plato over?
Yes.
Okay. So, the trip in the Plato takes maybe about 5-10 minutes, if that. You do emerge into a shielded, life-supported shuttle bay. But as you enter into the bay, the sheer shittiness of this facility is even more apparent, where any other dilithium mine in this sector would have not gleaming walls, but at least there would be some effort to make them look somewhat presentable, even for a mine. Like somebody would have made sure that it's not literal duct tape or literal patch jobs keeping space out or in. You know what I'm saying? Because what you're seeing in this bay is just a number of emergency bulkheads that have never been replaced and fixed. You're seeing hastily welded plates over holes. You're seeing, in some places, literal duct tape over some bits of metal. And you're also seeing that there's, in some of those welds, they're cracked and look ready to burst. And overall, this looks like someone took a junk heap and tried to make a mine out of it. But waiting for you when you step out of the Plato is the same individual who is on that view screen. And this time he sounds thankfully normal. So when you exit the shuttle, Aiden Ward steps forward and says, pleasure to meet you, sir. Just to confirm, you are indeed Captain Cullen, correct?
Yes, I am. Pleasure to meet you.
I wish I could say the same. And with very blinding speed. I'm actually going to spend 2 threat here. Cullen, you are taken into a chokehold in classic hostage procedure.
And it isn't even my birthday yet.
And Ward, with a phase pistol pointed at your head, says, all right, nobody make any sudden moves. Y'all are going to do what I say, or the captain here is going to get it. You know, classic hostage shit.
Okay, I'm going to put my hands up. Just classic pose, but telepathically, I'm going to alert Commander Rivers.
Okay.
Mort.
Commander River, Aiden Ward, Aiden Ward has taken Captain Cullen and us hostage.
And remind me, with your telepathy, can they reply, or is it one way only?
Oh, they can reply.
Okay, so River will say, if you can find out what they want before I beam Cullen out of there, let me know.
Yes, Commander.
Cullen's holding up his hands and he's just looking at Matoga and he's like, you're fired. They're like, now, Aiden, what is it that you want?
Well, we want the fancy reactor you have in that shiny vessel of yours.
And what, just to repair the mining facility? So you guys can get back to work?
Oh no, it's funny. You think that somebody's actually been using this facility. No, your protege, Jolene, was it? She found this little rock, and she did sort of sell it to us, the full rights. But let's just say that Jolene hasn't actually been around this part in a while, so we kind of have been left to our own devices.
So I don't own this?
Well, I mean, if you kill me, my entire crew, I suppose you would in pirate fashion, but you're Starfleet, you don't do that.
Just thinks for a second, like, was a pirate for a brief bit. So just a reactor. For what?
Well, I'm sure you saw that we were able to collect some lovely phaser banks. With that reactor of yours, we could power them and get working on the rest of the facility. Why, we could have an entire pirate empire based off this one location. And think we have dilithium to fund it all.
He's just gonna stand there for a second. It's like he's holding his like one hand up, but he just starts like rubbing the side of his face. He's like, really? Like, you could have just waited for us to install the reactor. We would have been on our way within a day or two, and we would have never have known you wanted to do any of this.
I think you're misunderstanding. We don't want the reactor you came here to install. We want your entire warp core.
Oh.
Why?
What else can power phasers and everything else that goes on in a mining facility?
The fusion reactor.
I'm sorry. I lost a friend. I'm a nervous laughter when it comes around to grief. But I'm actually just laughing at you.
Colin, why don't you give me a presence and a command, difficulty of 2 here, just to see if you unnerve Ward a little bit.
Let's see. Cultural studies. He's trying to be a troll.
Sure, I'll give it to you. Why not? Also, yeah, Matoga, that has been noted.
In the tradition of Diogenes.
Who do you think Diogenes was?
Oh my
no.
God.
He will not accept this lore.
Let's see here. You know what? For the giggles, I'm going to take a momentum for an extra dice.
Okay. Well, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that you succeeded. The bad news is that's a complication.
Let the complication stand.
All right. So here's what happens. Ward does look very mad that you're making fun of him and his what he thought was a grand plan. But the complication is going to be as he's dropping his guard, and this is going to give it in for Matoga. You see that the trigger finger that Ward has on the phase pistol is twitching a little bit. And if he twitches a little bit more, that phase pistol could go off right into Cullen's head.
Now, I just want to get this straight. You want to take a Federation vessel's warp core to power up 2 little rinky-dink, admittedly rinky-dinkly not as bad, but still rinky-dink, 2 phaser banks.
Oh
And
no,
you think-
we have 4 more that we're just waiting for the energy to install.
Ooh, 4 more. Really? You have to be like the middleman, right? You're not really the boss of all this.
And the complication from chat, Matoga, I need a split-second decision. That finger is twitching.
I mean, yeah, of course, I'm going to shoot it. Of course I am.
All right, just making sure. Control security, I am going to say the difficulty is going to be a 3 because Cullen is kind of in the way of your target.
Okay, could I make an argument for daring security because I'm just doing a quick draw?
I'll allow it in this instance. I'll allow it.
Okay. I also have close protection as a talent, and I'm hoping that if it's successful, I can get that off. Let's see, how much momentum do we have? Cool.
You have 3
3.
at the moment.
What's the difficulty again?
3.
3.
3. Okay. Could I possibly argue that my espionage focus applies here?
I could also give you hand phasers.
Yeah, either one.
That seems more appropriate.
Okay. I'm going to. All right. So, how attached are we to this captain? Because that'll determine how much momentum I'm going to spend. I just want to kind of get. I'm just trying to read the temperature of the room. Just see how much we like this captain. That's all.
I mean, he's been around for a while. It would be a very ignoble way to go.
Some would
Not
say
like
too long.
this.
That's true.
All right. Well, then I will spend the remaining momentum then, if that's okay, to add 2 more dice.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got 4 now. I'm using to focus, daring, and security. Here we go.
All right, 5 successes, meaning you get 2 of that momentum right back. So we're actually going to do something interesting here. We're not going to be rolling challenge dice because part of this is, for those who are unaware, the 2nd edition Quick Start rules for Star Trek Adventures came out recently, and they've changed how weapons work. And what that means is that no longer are we rolling challenge dice for weapons. Instead, the weapons do a fixed amount of damage that you either have to spend threat or stress for to resist. And since Aiden Ward is not a notable character, as funny as that is to hear, he is a minor NPC, which means the moment you shoot him, Matoga, he is stunned and releases Cullen as he falls backwards.
Captain, I would like to reapply for my position, please.
Consider yourself hired. At a 5% deduction of what you were paid previously.
Great.
But you will get a Christmas bonus.
Another patch of dirt.
Another patch of dirt.
Wonderful. I'll add it to my copious collection of other Earth.
Thestral,
You want him,
you get a communication from Rivers. Thestral, we just detected weapons fire. Is everything all right over there?
This is Thestral. The captain's been secured. Matoga was able to stun the Aiden Ward, who held him hostage.
Rivers, get myself get a team that the Matoga can lead of security personnel and have them bring some of the best stuff too. These pirates want to have some fun. We'll introduce them to fun. Right, Matoga?
That sounds like a Christmas bonus to me, sir.
It sounds like a 5% raise.
What that would just put me back at the original salary, yes?
So soon, too. Such a go-getter. Rivers, send over a team. Equip
I
them
start
well.
beaming them now. And yeah, we're going to say that the trait you all now have, which represents an advantage, is you have a security team. Oh god, this is actually becoming the Moopsy episode again. You have 6 security personnel, and I'll type it out in chat. Security with type 3s. So you have 6
Nice.
Starfleet security members with type 3 phasers.
You need the even bigger phasers.
I don't think they make a type 4. I don't think they do.
Oh,
Not
no, I
yet.
was just making a lower deck reference. Phasers! Bigger phasers!
Ah.
Good callback.
As much as I love Lower Decks, I need to go back and rewatch it because it's just that great.
Yeah.
Do
There's
they,
one
You
more
haven't watched
season
every
coming
single
out.
one 6 times?
Yeah, just watch it a bunch of times. Anyway, Colin, you were saying.
do they have extra type 3s with them as well for us to take?
Oh yeah, they have
For
type
those-
3s for all 4 of you.
Excellent. I know Thestral doesn't need one, so Captain's going to
Matoga
dual
will
wield.
take it.
No, Captain's going to dual wield.
So you're gonna go with that your cane and dual wield?
He's going to limp, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to
He
make a
taught
note.
John Woo everything he knows.
When I did the deep scan of the facility, did that include a life form count?
It did. There are 13 other individuals aside from Aiden Ward in this facility.
Okay, and I would like to do a telepathic count as well to see how
Okay.
many people I sense.
There are
14.
Does that
14.
match?
Yeah, I called it.
Okay. Captain,
Hmm.
there's one person that was hidden from our scans that I'm picking up telepathically.
You can talk to people with that, can't you?
Yes, sir, I can. Although you have advised me not to do that.
Yeah.
I seem to remember an order at one point.
Yeah.
Captain, if I may, if you fire Thestral, he's no longer bound by those particular orders. Just saying.
Can't fire Thestral. He's a Starfleet officer.
I'm getting some mixed signals here.
Thestral puts his hands on his hips, like when 2 siblings, like one is caught, with their red-handed doing something wrong by their parents, and the other one, and then like they, it's like, oh, but Jimmy got an A on his homework. I'm just kind of like,
Captain's favorite.
damn right, don't forget it.
Can you? I know you. If you're comfortable with it, if you could listen in and then mimic other people's voices to get them to look like, let's say we're going down a hallway and you tell one of them to look left because they think they're hearing one of their friends say look left, gives us the upper advantage. Ambush them. Think you could do that?
Yes, sir, I can do that, and if you order me to do it, I will do it.
I'll leave it to your judgment for this
What
mission.
was the shielding like for this facility?
Well, it's funny you say that because I'm actually going to spend 2 threat to say that the shielding on the
Chicken wire.
facility has been raised.
I knew it. I was
They
gonna say
put
we
some-
could just beam them all into the brig.
They put some corrugated metal up. Oh, wow.
No, it's aluminum foil.
A particle board.
Mhm.
It's a healing crystal.
Oh god.
Oh, so it does nothing. Okay. Cool.
And one more question.
Yes.
Using my what's it called, talent, well-informed talent, which
Mhm.
will give you a threat, but I'm wondering, what do we know? What have I heard, Scuttlebutt, about Aiden Ward?
Give me a fact. I gotta find it in my notes.
The great pirate, Aiden Ward.
So
That's why I keep on.
you don't know anything about Aiden Ward, but you do know that there have been reports of pirate activity in this sector of someone named, where did I put it? Aurora Hall.
Okay.
And I will put that in chat. Just give me one moment. There you go. There's her name in chat.
Captain, I seem to remember a Vulcan transport ship came through here, this sector, the last few months, and I seem to remember them talking something about a pirate of some repute known as Aurora Hall operating in this area.
Okay, well, we'll keep an eye out for that. Maybe they're working for her. Maybe they're disgruntled former employees of hers.
Either way, this is a chaotic situation. I not to state the obvious, but I think we should try to be prepared for anything.
Agreed. Matoga, you got point.
Gladly, sir. Have to make sure that 5% increase is well deserved.
All right. So I put it in chat there if you wanted to break down, because again, Thestral being psychic can detect where they are. So you would have 5 pirates in the mines, you have 4 pirates in the control center, 4 pirates in the mess hall / storage bays, and 2 pirates guarding that extra life sign who you don't know who it is. At least they're not a very, how do I want to say this? They're not very conscious, so you couldn't actually talk to this extra life sign, but you are still detecting them all the same.
Interesting.
Captain, I don't mean to step on Toga's toes, but seems to me we should probably secure the control center first.
How many passageways to the control center, or is it just one?
Well, it's funny you say that, because I'm going to spend 2 threat to create the trait. Actually, I'm going to spend 4 threat to create the potent trait, which is another thing from 2nd edition, where this is not just a normal complication, this is a double complication. So the new potent trait is going to be that the pirates are active, and there's going to be a number next to it, and you're wondering, all right, pirates are active 2. What does the 2 mean? So what that's basic, yeah, it's, but what the 2 is going to mean is that until you are able to either create your own advantage or deal with the amount of pirates necessary to lower that trait, all of your tasks will be at an increased complication level. So for all of you moving forward, you're going to be at a 16 to 20 on your complication range.
If you insist.
But no, to answer the original question, what's going to happen is as you scan or look at the blueprints for the facility, some of those welds I talked about that are sort of cracked and going, almost like little phaser turrets drop down from the ceiling that would lead in greater into the facility. They don't shoot at you, they shoot the walls, which then crack the welds, causing decompression. Now, you aren't thrown off your feet, but you're losing oxygen pretty quickly.
Yikes.
All right. How far can we get to that end of the tunnel?
It would just require a fitness and security from each of you.
No.
It was nice knowing you.
Yep.
But yeah,
What's the difficulty?
The difficulty is going to be a 1. So as long as you can get a fitness security difficulty of 1, you're good. All right, Cullen's good. All right, Krell gets you a momentum.
Can I use my triathlete focus?
You most certainly can.
Okay.
No, I don't see how that fits.
Yeah, you're not 3 athletes, you're only 1.
All right, Thestral's good. Matoga's good. All right. So, I have a very important question. What are you doing about Aiden Ward? Because he's stunned with manacles right now.
I'll send one security guard over to him
Mm-hmm.
and pull him into the shuttle, and he'll just watch him there.
Okay. So again, keeping track of what you have. And I will say it's interesting having to keep track of traits this way. It's one of those things where in the past I, sort of just was loosey-goosey with complications and stuff, but I do want to see how far this actual like potent trait is, like a good thing or a bad thing. So we're just trying some things out. But in the narrative, all of you rush forward, including your 5 security members, into the tunnels beyond the main landing bay. And actually, these tunnels look to be more well maintained than the landing bay itself. They're actually carved into the rock with smooth board walls, and there is somewhat steady lighting that is illuminating your progress forward in the ceiling. However, what you're going to find is that there are a series of doors that kind of look like cylindrical locks that kind of slam closed, blocking your progress forward.
Walk up to the door and tap on it.
Nothing
Hello?
happens.
Anyone over there?
No response.
Well, okay, Matoga. Show me a magic trick. Make this door open.
Abracaphaser. And Matoga will use the Type 3 phaser, set it to a particular setting, and basically do the old Qui-Gon cut a hole in this sucker.
Okay. So, no roll required. You are able to begin phasering your way through the door, but you notice that it's gonna take a while. A long while. Apparently, these doors have been reinforced with quite a strong alloy.
Is there a security panel somewhere nearby?
There is. In fact, it's next to Krell.
I feel like you're nudging me. Yeah, I'll go up and see what I can do. Crack my fingers.
All right.
And then start clickety-clacking away.
If you could give me a insight and engineering, please. Difficulty of 2.
Okay. No focus that I can see. Do 1 momentum. 1 moment. There we go. Aha!
Okay.
Yes.
So I have good news and bad news because that is another complication. So the good news is you can actually open the door with a little bit of engineering magic because, again, this place is a shit heap, and its security protocols, while they are annoying and blocking your progress forward, you're a Starfleet engineer. You know how to get past things like this. The complication, though, is that you realize very quickly that the facility is not exactly designed in such a way that any sane engineer would ever do. So it's one of those situations where, yeah, you can open this door, but this opens up another door in the mines out into open space. Like, it makes no sense why this is happening, but that's the situation you're dealing with, where if you open the door ahead of you, you open a door in the mines.
Well, I don't really see any other way around here, so I press the button to open it.
Okay. So I'm just going to roll some things here.
Oh, I could have used cautious engineering to re-roll that.
Oh, yeah, you can. Go ahead and do that, because that might get rid of the
Okay.
complication. All right. Well, it gets rid of the complication. Oh, no,
we
wait,
have a
because
heightened
16 to
complication
20.
range? Yeah,
Yep,
I
16
just
to
forgot
20.
to put that in.
So I have rolled and expanded out. It looks like I rolled 2 18s. So I guess you wouldn't know this, but River would calm out and go, Thestral, whatever you're doing over there, I'm seeing pirates bodies from the mine being ejected into space?
Yes, I'm feeling them, Commander. Oh my
Oh,
gosh. Krell.
it shouldn't have been pirates.
Matoga gives you a thumbs up.
We'll have to talk about your button pressing and potential fallout afterwards.
Someone's going to get fired.
Hopefully
I'm
not
gonna
out
keep
in
an-
airlock.
Too soon.
Too soon. Commander River, I'm going to keep unless you have any objection, I'm going to keep an open comm link.
Go for it. We'd beam those pirates to safety, but the shielding is still up, and then you hear like a strike, like a phaser strike, and now they're shooting at the Aristotle.
Take protective precautions.
Do you want us to shoot back, sir? I'm afraid, though, if we do shoot too much, the thing will fall apart on top of you.
Give it a couple of love taps every now and then, but nothing too extraneous. Just let them know that we're still out here.
Aye, sir. And updated your condition. But yeah, since Krell pushed the button, you now have access to the control center, the mess hall, the storage bays, and the location where that extra life sign is.
Control center?
So I know this place has been wired up like a Christmas tree, with all kind of unconventional engineering. If we examine the schematics that we have for this place, or the scan that we took, do we have to go to the control center to like maybe short out certain systems? Is there
It would
somewhere else
depend
we
on the
could go?
system.
Okay. So like if we were going to short out the lighting or short out their comm system.
You could probably do lighting from where you are now, but comm systems, security procedures, doors, you either have to hope you aren't cross-wiring something, or you have to do it from the command center.
Okay, and one other question. Does this area have a transporter room? Does this facility?
It does not, actually.
It does not. Okay. And our shuttle doesn't have a transporter.
Correct.
They just put all the dilithium on a sled and just do their best.
I mean, you make the joke, but I think that's actually how dilithium works. You're not supposed to like beam it, is my understanding.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said it. I know that.
Oh, there you go.
I was testing you.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah. Control center, you want to do something more in this hallway?
As far as I'm aware, no. Unless.
Do we have can we get I mean, I know we're heading to the control center literally, but is there any way to access like, I don't know, environmental controls or anything from here? Before we go into the control center, I want to make them have bad traits.
Okay.
Flood it with the nestathene gas.
Yeah, something like that. Or napalm or something.
I would say you could certainly make the attempt, but I would make it difficult for you.
Well, I mean, that's what Krell's here for. It's for him to just do the things that I ask him to.
I mean, fair. That is something you can do. So Krell, if you want to mess with the life support system from where you are, this is going to be a daring and an engineering. I will set the difficulty at a 4, though.
Alrighty.
And remember, your complication range is still 16 to 20.
Yes. You have computers as a focus. 4, you said.
Yep.
Can I assist him?
If you tell me how.
He's trying to impact the environmental controls?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I will assist him with my knowledge of the scan that I did.
Okay. So why don't you do a reason and engineering for you, Thestral?
Okay.
I'm hoping to maybe make the control center extremely hot or create sort of a smoke screen, quite literally, in there, either by making the environmental controls short out.
Okay.
Okay. I will spend 2 momentum and give you a threat. That allowed me to roll
4 dice total.
2 extra dice, right? Yeah.
Yep.
No help from me, I'm afraid.
Come on.
All right. You get 5 successes, meaning you get a momentum back for your trouble. And yeah, Matoga, do you want to make a smoke screen? Do you want to anesthetizine gas? What do you want to do with the environmental systems?
Well, I mean, if anesthetizine gas is an option, then yeah, of course I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there anesthetine gas? Anesthetine?
It's one of those features of even shitty dilithium mines that, yeah, if you want to pump a drug through the system, sure, why not?
And the dilithium mines actually used to quell any rioting, so not really out of normal place to see this.
Exactly.
I mean, there you
Krell
go,
gets
right?
it.
This
All
is
right, so-
this is a riot.
Krell, does his computer wizardry, and then he's about to press the button, and then he stops and says, "Maybe you should do this one." Turning to Matoga.
Batoga stops cutting through the bulkhead and just runs over and hits the button like it's at a, it's going to get him a prize at the county fair.
And yeah, what that's going to mean now is that the 4 pirates in the control center have been knocked out, and after a few moments, your way to the control center is open and available to you.
Do
Krell,
I
Matoga-
sense anyone ahead of us?
No, the 4 pirates that are in the mess hall and storage bays are still there. The 2 pirates that are guarding that extra life sign have not moved at all either. Though you are at least feeling that they are growing nervous, anxious.
Captain, I think we have them on the back foot. They're getting a little anxious.
That's good.
Um,
Can we
and
lower
just-
shields here?
Just consider me your biological life form detector, like on the Nostromo and Alien. I'm just going to go beep, 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 beep. And they start beeping when they get closer.
Your little
Please don't do
service
that.
animal also starts making beeping noises because it's cute.
Hoot, hoot.
Yes, change approved.
Well, we're able to lower shields here now, aren't we?
Once you get to the
Matoga,
control
Krell?
center, yes.
Well, I assume we're going inside now.
I just wanted to make sure. Maybe you wanted to
Yeah.
fuck off to the storage base. I don't know.
No. We want to go inside.
All right. So, sprawled across this decrepit control room are 4 humans in the same sort of shitty, like, leathers and bits of cloth that pirates wear because, again, pirates. But the control center looks like... how do I want to say this? So in the middle of the space, there is a column around which are just these monitors on like swivel arms that have been moved into certain heights. And then there is literal archaic keyboards and mice that are tied to these consoles. Outside of the column at about a 3-meter distance are more modern consoles, but again, they're still like NX level consoles. So you have your work cut out for you.
I'm just going to
That's
do a quick kind of like examination of the consoles and everything to see if there's any funkiness, if they've booby trapped anything or if they've rigged something up in a way that could accidentally explode us, that kind of stuff.
Inside engineering, difficulty of 2.
I mean, the central bit. I know a TARDIS control console when I see one.
Focus of computers again.
I'll have the security officers tie up the
Yes.
4 individuals.
All right. Do you have a way of re-rolling that 18? I guess you don't because you didn't.
Not really. I do have 1 point of determination, but
You could.
Is it an engineering task?
It is.
So can't you use your cautious engineering?
Didn't buy
I
momentum.
did not spend a momentum.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
see if I got anything else. I don't think I do.
Let's take a look. It's been a hot minute.
Does
Yeah.
your chief engineer role give you anything?
about
I don't
If they
think
were on
so.
the Aristotle, it would.
Ah, yeah.
His
yeah.
tricorder might.
That's right. You do have an engineering.
Oh yeah.
I'm just looking at all
And
your talents as well.
don't you have like that medal that we earned at the end of last season? Is that helpful at all?
No. It's when I
Oh,
use a point of determination that involves a focus.
okay.
I receive 2 benefits.
All right. Could have shut up now.
But yeah, if I had to use, because like if I spend the determination, don't I have to challenge a value, or I
No, you
forget
just
how
have
that
to
works?
apply a value.
Apply a value. Okay.
And describe how you're, making some adjustment.
Yeah. Nothing. None of my values are really standing out to me here.
Okay.
So yeah, let's see this engineering tricorder. What would that have done? Would it like give me an extra dice or something?
It would have lowered the difficulty to a 1, but that still would be a complication. So you would succeed, there would just be a complication.
I'm fine with that. Complications make the fun game interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right,
yeah,
well,
let's do that.
I have good news and I have bad news. Which would you like first?
False question or false fake question. You're going to
False
give them
binary.
both to me. False binary.
dichotomy.
There you go.
I just love that it started in this game of it being a false dichotomy, and now all my games say that to me now. You've taken the fun out of me asking it. It's one of my favorite things to do. Anyway, the good news is that you do detect that there is a failsafe mechanism, a literal dead man switch that has been rigged up. The complication is going to be that you have 60 seconds to deactivate or turn it off before apparently photon torpedoes, which were stolen from somewhere, detonate within the mine. And as a reminder, you're in a dilithium mine. And what else blows up really, really good? Dilithium.
Consoles.
Also, anything that Star Trek wants to blow up to make a big effect.
Also true.
Praxis.
Everything in the Star Trek universe is explosive.
Yeah. No, this as Shizno just said, this is literally praxis. What could happen here?
Mm-hmm. All right. Do I know from my discovery how the dead man switch works?
You can make an attempt at it.
Okay, I would like to do that.
Okay, that's going to be another daring and engineering. I am going to set the difficulty at a 4.
Okay, and oh damn. All right, let's see here. Definitely going to spend 1 momentum, and then either improvisation, power systems, or computers.
I'd give it to you.
All right.
My question is, are you? Because again, it's a difficulty 4. Are you going to be spending your determination on this?
Absolutely. Which
Can
gives me
I-
an automatic success, right?
Yes.
Or an automatic crit success, so 2 successes.
The way it's going to work is, again, we're going to try out a little 2E flavor here, is that instead of it adding a die to your pool, it actually automatically makes one of your die a 1. So it's a little bit different. But what it means is that when you are actually doing the roll, just say that you're doing 2 dice and using a determination value, and that's how it'll work in Foundry. But you already have your 2 free successes like normal when you spend determination. Also, since you have improvisation as a focus, and you have the Cochrane Medal of Excellence, you could re-roll using determination if you need to.
What is the free thing I can do with presence?
Gotcha.
You can, since you are the captain, you can give your determination to someone you can talk to.
No, I thought I could do something like I could generate momentum. What is that?
That
Is
would
that
be a
presence?
rally.
Yeah, is that present at all?
Yep, presence command.
Could I do that for some free momentum generation?
Sure, if you want to do that before Krell does his thing, though I will say it will shave off precious seconds of the 60
I was going to
seconds
say
you
we only have 60 seconds.
Don't worry, it'll be
Could I-
worth it.
Are we aware that this is a sort of explosives related thing? Because I'd like to assist. I have my
Oh yeah, I would have
demolitions
let
expertise.
everyone know. I would have let everyone know right away.
All right. So yeah,
Oh.
Matoga, you can assist with your demolitions in a second, but let's hear the captain's speech. I'm interested.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh, I need to do a speech every time?
Not really, but I think it's funny
Real
to
quick
make you do a
speech.
speech.
I was going to say more of like probably a pithy comment.
Hey, Krell, I believe in you. If you get this done, I got some awesome waffle mixture I can make for you for a nice breakfast. Don't blow us up.
All right, presence command, difficulty 0. Let's see how many momentum you
Behold,
get.
a man.
Krell looks up for a second, just gives a hasty thumbs up before returning to the console.
All right,
Okay,
there you go.
so
Now,
Perfect.
there's a reason why I did this. For that.
It ignores. They can ignore one complication. Okay. Does cost some
Cool.
momentum, so you would go back down to 1, but you can't ignore the first complication rolled.
perfect. All right, so complication range is 3. I'm using a focus.
5. No.
Is 5.
Yes, it should be 5.
Using a focus.
Using a focus,
And then
using
using
determination value.
determination. How many dice do I set for the pool?
Just set it to
One-
2. I know it's a little
to 2.
confusing, but
Okay.
put it to 2.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Don't blow up.
No, you get 5 successes, so you actually get that momentum right back. Matoga, if you want to give me a presence and security on your part. Okay, so that is going to be a complication, but we also have reassuring, which means we ignore that complication. So there you go. So yeah, Krell, why don't you talk us through how you deactivate this dead man switch? What does that maybe look like?
Okie dokie. So the dead man switch is on it's obviously connected to power, and it would be a trigger system where if it ever detected that it was being meddled with, it would activate. So what I have done is I've gone into the computer system and I've created a virtual machine that replicates the computer system, but is not actually connected to any of the external systems. It just seems like it is. And I have shunted the dead man switch over to that other computer system and then have shut down the power to the switch itself. So it would activate, but it wouldn't be able to actually send its signal to the weapons.
Okay, I like it. And Matoga, how are you contributing to all this?
Apparently, I'm not. So I guess I would kind of lean over Krell's shoulder with the phaser type 3 still like, kind of like across my chest, uncomfortably close to Krell's elbow or whatever. And I would say, oh, yes. Okay. So this actually reminds me of a very funny story. And I would just go on at a completely unrelated tangent about, smuggling C5, which is, of course, the advanced space version of C4.
Mhm.
And just a hilarious misadventure that me and my fellow Orion got up to after college.
Okay. So the good news is, yeah, you shut off that dead man switch and nothing else happens. You've stopped yourselves from blowing up. Well done.
Good work, Krell.
Well, thank you, Captain. I like my waffles extra spicy.
Spicy.
Yes, spicy.
I believe we still have some of those wasabi carrots.
Oh
Ooh.
no, I've eaten all of those.
Oh,
How are you still alive?
a question
Well,
for another day. Gentlemen, remember where we were at?
Yes, Captain.
Now,
That's
real
all.
quick, one thing I would say is that since you did succeed in disabling the dead man switch, I've actually taken away one from that potent trait, so now your complication range is just an 18 to 20.
Nice. Thustle, can you look for communications for the asteroid here? And you two look for shield control.
On it, sir.
Aye, sir.
Thestral.
Uh,
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Matoga.
Nope, go ahead.
Okay. Thestral, if you could give me a very basic reason and science, please, at a difficulty of 1.
Sure thing.
There you go. Difficulty of 1 succeeded.
Complication. Oh wait, no, it's now at 18.
Yep, it's now an 18, so you're good. So, Thestral, you are going to find the controls for the shields, but I'm curious, what state would the controls be in? Would they be literally the same archaic keyboard and mouse? Would they be something more modern? What are you looking at?
Oh, I thought I was supposed to look at comms.
Well, comms, shields, same thing,
Okay.
really.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I like the callback to Spock's viewer that T'Pol had. So I will have Opus look through that for me.
Okay. I just like to imagine your little owl companion like hoots and then gets into the viewer and has to flap its wings to stay in place.
I'll hold my hand out so he
There you
can
go.
perch on my finger.
But yeah, you have access to the communication systems now and the shields because apparently that's how this thing is wired.
Can I spend something so that there is like oil on the viewer? So when the owl pull back, he has like this one giant circle around his eyes.
I think we're just gonna have that one happen for free.
Okay.
Mean. I don't notice it. Yeah. Okay, Captain, I have access to communications and oddly shields. Awaiting your orders.
Well, Rivers, you still have open comms, right?
Yep, we've been using the debris to not get hit by phaser fire.
Well, we got the control room now, so you should be good. But get ready to do a beam up, but not for us, but you're going to target all the other life forms.
All right, understood.
And you'll know what the signal is when I'm done talking. I'm
Aye,
going to
sir.
address these fools. Thestel, could you open up communications to the whole mining facility now, please?
Yes, sir. You're on all band.
This is Captain Cullen of the USS Aristotle and the foreman or manager or owner of this fine establishment. It's come to my attention that I have been dealt a incident to find out that I got vermin in my mines. I'm not a mean person, and I'm not necessarily cruel either. But you've taken something that was a friend of mine's, used it for nefarious means, and also tried to hurt the people here. So, just to let you all know, I hope you enjoy your stay at the penal colony. And if you do feel like being reformed individuals and want to actually work an honest day in your life, I'll consider hiring you if I still have this mine after you're rehabilitated. But for now, enjoy the beam out.
All right. So I'm assuming Thestral at the appropriate moment you lower shields.
Yes, I will do that.
So after
And
a moment, River reports, yeah, we got him, sir. However, if I understood what I overheard, there's still that one extra life sign that we weren't able to beam out.
We'll go investigate that right now ourselves.
Aye, sir. Besides putting these pirates into the brig, anything else I should do? They've stopped firing at us as well.
Oh, I'd say put on some music. Something Brazilian.
I'm gonna have to go into the archives for that one. Sure, we could play Shakira.
That works. Leave it on loop for them for a little bit, at least a good hour.
I'm pretty sure that goes against the Hague Convention, sir.
That's why it's only an hour.
I'm pretty sure that's still a violation, sir.
Let's take it under consideration.
Aye, sir. Playing
know,
She-Wolf for
Captain.
1 hour.
Captain, if you fire yourself, it's technically not a war crime.
Just stares at you for a moment. All right, let's go see what this individual's like. Make sure they're okay.
I mouthed to Krell, Shakira?
I just look back. I don't know. Just kind of give a shrug.
You know, classical music.
So, when you go hunting for that extra life sign, you find them in what is essentially a storage closet that's deep within the mine, far beyond what normally would be transported. So you can't just beam out from here, at least when you're in the closet. But what matters is there is someone in there that Cullen knows. Guess who it is, Cullen?
It's your grandma,
Jolene.
Gladys.
Yep, Captain Jolene. She looks beaten to hell. She looks like she's been roughed up, but she's on the edge of consciousness, but she's still breathing.
I'll go to offer her a hand to help her up and hold on to her, so help her walk out.
So she kind of takes the hand and very groggily flutters her eyes open and goes, Cullen, that better be you. Because if it's not, I clearly have gone off the deep end.
I'm here. Got yourself in quite a pickle.
I'm guessing then that they tried to use my will to get you to come here in the Aristotle to steal shit from you. That about right?
Yeah, I was really excited, you know. I was like, oh man. Besides, Jolene's dead, but at the same time, I got a mind to look after.
I mean, if you want it, you can have it for thanks for rescuing me, but, hold on. And she kind of, with one of her hands, she starts patting her pockets. There was one other thing I kept meaning to tell you. Ah, here it is. And she pulls out one of the cubes that you had the crew initially do during session 1. And she offers it to you and says, I think I forgot to give this to you when we last met.
I think you ducked away from me, but I couldn't get it from you.
Yeah, because if I gave you the cube, that meant we weren't going to see each other anymore.
I'm old. I'm not slow. I can get around. See me whenever you want.
You know what I'm saying, sir.
He just roughs up her hair a little bit. Well, let's get you to the sick bay, get you looked over. I'm surprised you let them get one on you.
Well, when it's 13 versus 1, it's kind of rough.
Oh, come on. You remember that Terkellian bar we went to? That was a whole bar versus us.
Yeah, but you had your stick then. In fact, why do you have 2 type 3s?
I'm grieving. I was told my friend was dead. I wanted an extra blaster.
I don't have the capacity in me to laugh right now, but just know that I'm smiling on the inside.
That's good. Let's go.
Hey, E, I'm sorry to interrupt this tender moment, but are her thoughts, I don't know how to say this delicately, but are her thoughts, are her surface thoughts congruent with how she's presenting herself?
Is she who she says he is? Or who she says he is? Yes. The good news is that she is Captain Jolene. Yes.
Okay. I'm just
wondering. But good on you for checking.
I was half expecting her when she was like, she's pulled up like that's another knife. It's a knife.
Yeah, well, I know, right? I was thinking the same thing, or I was thinking that she was actually Aurora Hall.
I'll lower my phaser then.
He'll waddle up with her, make sure that they get into range of teleportation and transport range, and then beam on out.
Okay. So we're going to fast forward just a little bit. It's been a few days. Krell, you've had a chance to get down with your teams and start working on the mine. The pirates have all been sequestered in the brig. Matoga, if you're still playing She-Wolf on repeat, that's up to your call at this point. Thestral, you... Actually, you know what, Thestral? What would you be doing in the interim time? Would you be looking up Aurora Hall? Would you be checking comm frequencies? What would you be doing?
Yeah, I'd be looking up Aurora Hall, I think, and checking on, just getting more information about pirate activity. Just checking with Starfleet intelligence, checking with Starfleet security, just to give Captain Jolene a more complete picture of what's going on up here.
Okay.
Or in this area.
So, I guess neutral news, not really good news, bad news, just neutral news.
Okay.
Aurora Hall apparently is actually over near the Cardassian border right now. At least that's where the last report of her is. So she's pretty much a month out from this dilithium mine. But if she thinks this mine is hers, I'll let you do the rest.
One other thing I would be doing, I would be identifying, doing my best to find the black boxes or the ships in orbit.
Okay.
To report, to update the governments of those ships as to what happened to those ships.
Okay. And then turning to Cullen, what are you doing? As Jolene at this point has been much recuperated. I mean, she still has on a few bandages that the dermal regenerator didn't really do justice to, but what are you doing?
Well, during the first couple of days of us getting all settled in, he is going to spend time with the prisoners, getting to know their names, information about them, and talking with them, finding out who did what and who's responsible for what. But just trying to see like what point in their lives made them turn to this and what he could do to help them out. So, except for Aiden, he kind of laughs at Aiden's plan and he kind of ribs on him a little bit. But he can see that Aiden had some ideas and maybe there might be an ember or two of something that's worth stoking.
Okay. So I don't have a list of 13 names, but let's say one individual. Let's call him Jamar. Jamar Goff. Jamar actually is very receptive when you start talking to him, and he says, "I mean, sir, if I knew Starfleet was going to get involved, I wouldn't have signed up for this gig. I got a daughter at home, which I guess that's going to be now even worse that I'm going to be in a penal colony. But I mean, you seem like a nice guy. Could I tell you how to contact her, and you could at least let her know that I'm going to be in, I assume, New Zealand for a while?"
Yeah, give me the information, and I'll even set up that the visitations can be done too.
Yeah, you're a good man. I just wish that I worked under more men like you, and not like fucking Aiden over there. Aiden flips you the bird.
Aiden, what did we say about using vulgar expressions to show how we feel?
He flips you the other bird.
Well, that sounds like you're going to have another hour-long class with me about emotional support and how to properly express yourself.
Oh god, no. Can I have She-Wolf instead?
Nope.
Hey, for the record, I like that song.
I know, but having it on loop for like 2 hours? I don't know.
But yeah,
Maybe it's me.
After that, though, he'll definitely visit Jolene.
Okay. And Jolene, the moment you come in, she kind of slugs your shoulder in a playful way and goes, well, I've had a chance to look around your ship. I expected something bigger.
He just holds his shoulder like, yeah, okay, I'm old.
Listen, we all know that in the Battle of Babylon 20 billion years ago that you took a dagger to the heart and you're perfectly fine.
No, I ran a cart. Just a bunch of cabbages.
Yeah, and then the local kids would come in and dump your cabbages and you'd be like, my cabbages! And it was a whole thing. Yes, I've heard this story.
Oh, that was the other guy. They really picked on him. See, that's why you always want to be the second stall in to any alley stall shops.
Right. Another nugget of wisdom from Cullen, the man who apparently lives forever.
Well, that is my species.
I'm trying to make a joke. Come on, at least smile.
I know. Smile? You look like you've literally been the back end of a Pontiac.
Oh, right. Yeah, we're going to classic cars now. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Speaking of which, whatever happened to that Mustang you had?
Still have it in storage.
Is it on this ship?
No. It's on the underground parkade I have back at home in Germany.
Right. Why am I not surprised you have something in Germany? Why am I not surprised? Anyway, thank you for the rescue. I do
Yep.
want to say though that I did sort of retire from Starfleet before this whole thing went down, so I was kind of retiring to this mine, but now I'm kind of wondering if the mining life is, for me. Obviously there's been some upgrades to my mine. I mean, those pirates stupidly installed great phasers for me to fend off future pirates, but I don't know. Do you think I should keep the mine? I mean, I'm gonna have to hire a whole new staff.
Well, hire some staff, and then if you have room later, most of the guys down here, the ones that didn't rough you up, I've identified who they were. The ones that didn't rough you up, they're going to be going to a penal colony, and they're going to get as much support from me as they can get. And hopefully, if they prove that they want to turn their lives around, you can give them a job.
Well, if they get the Cullen stamp of approval, I'll certainly do that.
The other ones, though, I'm going to make sure that they have a lot of group therapy to go to.
I bet they'll love that.
Mm.
Also, out of curiosity, are you still doing that dirt in your quarters thing?
Oh, yeah.
Never understood that one. I mean, you saw my whole career. I still don't get it.
How you stay grounded. Root yourself
Okay,
in
I'm just going to knock myself out. Nurse, can you hand me that scalpel? I'm just going to, maybe.
Hey, I'm telling you the truth. It's always good to feel a planet beneath your feet. I don't mind being out in space, but something about watching a civilization grow from stumbling around in the darkness to figuring out how to wield fire to make masterpieces to then travel the stars. That's an adventure. So, I like to be reminded of that.
So you do admit you knew us when we live in caves?
No, I wasn't born then. But there were observers already there.
Wait a second. I think this is a great revelation in the mystery of Cullen's age. You weren't around when cavemen were around. I have to spread the news with all the rest of your students.
Yeah, go ahead. None of you have been right to my age, though. Although some have gone close.
Speaking of which, that Thestral kid, he's the one that detected me originally, yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think he's got in his career ahead of him?
I think all of them have the potential to go farther than they think they can go themselves. They just need to understand that the only thing that will ever hold them back is their own self-doubt. And that's why I'm making sure they don't doubt themselves.
You should maybe write some of these sayings down and put it in a book somewhere.
Maybe. But if I say everything that's momentous or inspiring or Zen-like, what am I going to leave everyone else in to say?
I actually don't have a counter argument. I actually rather agree with that.
Just gives her a smile, and he pulls her in for a hug, and he just kisses the top of her head, much like a father would like to a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, oh, you're a student, yes, but how many descendants removed are you now from me?
I mean, I think, and she kind of thinks for a moment, I think 16 generations?
So you're going to have still a long life, but make sure you do what you do with that time wisely.
Well, worst case, I can always go to Germany and steal your car like I did on my 16th birthday.
Cars. Not the
Ooh,
first time
you're
you've
telling
done
me
it
there's
either.
more than one.
Why did I do that? No, there's only just the one. It's actually.
It's too late. I heard it. All right, what do you got in there, sir? What we talking Lamborghinis? We talking Porsches? What do we got down there?
Riviera, Silver Arrow, Grand Marquis. I do have a Porsche down there too, but I like the old muscle cars more.
And as this conversation continues, we just sort of zoom out of a nearby porthole and we see the Aristotle just sort of chilling by the dilithium mine. I think that's where we're going to call today's session. I do want to say that I'd like to thank all the players. This was kind of my attempt to give Cullen a little bit more screen time. So hopefully you all didn't mind taking a slight backseat to Cullen this episode. But rest assured, you'll all get around and have your moments of glory in the next one. But yeah, the other thing I'd like to say is that how did you all feel about the potent trait? Because I know we only had it for a brief moment, but what did you all think of the potent trait thing?
I think we stopped immediately remembering that it was supposed to be anything 16 to 20. Because there was a bunch of 60s and 70s that we never noticed.
You know what? That's fair.
Yeah.
Because I think what ends up happening is, and this is just not a critique, but the person who did the original Foundry system that we're currently using has gone on record in the Foundry Discord saying that they're not sure if they're going to have the time or the will to do a second edition. So it might simply be that if we're still playing come August, we're going to have to do some creative solutions to get the sheets to do what we want them to.
I think for the sheets anyways, the GM needs to have a way to like override globally all difficulty and complication ranges. So like everyone's sheets get hit with that then.
Right. Well, maybe we can get the creator in on this and maybe get him to adjust a few things so at least it's more compatible with 2E.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Well, Twitch, stick around because we're going to raid somebody. But YouTube, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye, YouTube.